Greetings folks, we're here in beautiful El Dorado, California with a pair of beautiful vintage bicycles, and we're going to take them out on the El Dorado Trail today. They just completed a new overpass and we're going to check that out. Let's go for a ride.
Oh, hang on one sec, Joe. Forgot to tell you, these are two bikes that you haven't seen before, and they're pretty much new to us. One is a Davidson. What was the year in the Davidson?
I'm guessing around 1989.
89, and I'll be riding a Jacques Anquetil, which is around 1971, 72.
Let's go show them the bikes over by the trail.
Okay, let's go.
The Davidson Impulse model was first built in 1984, with the model ceasing production in 1994. I'm guessing that this one is late 1980s with the Miami Vice-esque paint job, but there's really no way to be sure as Davidson never serialized their bikes. The Impulse was created to take advantage of what was then a new set of tubing coming out of Japan, Tange Prestige, and was advertised as a comfortable all-day rider that left you feeling great even after a 100-mile ride. Bill Davidson didn't actually build the Impulse, but rather employed a small team of frame builders who worked in his shop under his supervision. The recollection of these frame builders is that Bill never rushed them and quality was always his primary concern. Also helping was the fact that the quality of the finishing on the parts coming from Tange was of such a high level, the job of final assembly at the Davidson shop was made significantly easier. This Impulse sports a period Shimano 600 tricolor group, although the original down-tube shifters and brake levers have been removed and replaced with more modern brake shifter combination levers.
According to an old 70s advertising flyer, the bike I'm riding today is a Jacques Anquetil Champion du Monde model in Riviera Blue. It's a Reynolds 531 frame and fork and can be found in the Ron Kitching advertising flyers of the time period. A few different builders manufactured the Anquetil bikes in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but this is a 1971 or 72 frame made in England. These English Anquetil bikes were commissioned by Ron Kitching to sell in his shop and mail order catalog. Metcalf and Mason, otherwise known as MKM, held the license to manufacture the Anquetil bikes in England and had a close relationship with Kitching, renting the building they used for their workshop from him. I've found one report on the net reminiscing about watching them build the Kitching bikes in the MKM shop. The model I'm riding has the Victor fastback stays and the Cinelli style sloping fork crown. With Zeus dropouts and triple crank, Cinelli bars and stem, it looks like it was fitted with many of the components Kitching sold in his shop. While it's surprisingly light and nimble for its age, I'll admit I'm a sucker for any bike with a famous rider's face on it. The ride we're taking today along the paved section of the El Dorado Trail takes us from the town of El Dorado through Placerville and ends near Camino. It's about a 26-mile ride up and back with around 1,600 feet of climbing through some very beautiful, historic, and mountainous areas.
We're coming up on the new overpass, right?
Yeah, this is a new overpass. It goes across Missouri Flat Road, and this was always a nasty road to cross, so this overpass is fantastic that they put this in.
Let's check it out.
Follow me.
Coming up on the old trestle bridge, which used to be a railroad bridge, so it should hold our weight just fine. Hi. How you doing? So we're at 4.5 miles, and it seems like we've been going uphill the entire time. Is that the way this trail runs, Rich?
It is the way this trail runs. This is all, pretty much all uphill till you get to about Camino. Then it ends and you turn around and it's all downhill. So you get your downhill after you pay for it. While almost all dedicated bike path, the first section of trail ends in downtown Placerville, and we get to take a nice slow crawl through this picturesque town before we get back on the trail about a mile up the road. This is the fashion portion of our program. I'm wearing a wool acrylic blend jersey from the same period as my bike, and it says right here, Bataillon de Joinville. Did I butcher that? Bataillon de Joinville. It was a French military battalion, and they would take the best athletes in France and recruit them into the battalion. And the reason it makes sense here is that Jacques Anquetil was a member of the battalion. Okay, now let's move on to my gloves. Ron Kit gloves. I got these from a fellow in Ireland on eBay, and Ron Kitching is the same person that commissioned this bike to be built. So it's all making sense. Joe, what are you wearing today?
Trek jersey.
A Trek jersey.
It has nothing to do with the Davidson.
Well, here, give me the camera. Let's take a look. That's a neat old Trek jersey. That's like a old spandex, right?
Yeah. I wore it because it's cool when it's very warm out today.
Yeah, it's a warm one. And it matches your bike partially.
Yeah, it's probably about the same time period as the Davidson.
Yeah.
Probably about it.
And you have Trek gloves to match your Trek jersey.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trek gloves. Well, that's the end of the trail, folks. Nothing left to do but roll back down. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.